Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Andrea Z. Today I'm going to share my painting with you. This is called A Moses Season, A Moses Season for America. And I made a couple of videos about a month ago about this painting, but they were pretty long. So I'm going to try to uh, break them up into hopefully about 15 minutes. And I'll just wrap it up when I see that it's been 15 minutes, and we'll continue in another segment. Okay, so today is November 4th, 2022. See my, ooh, November 4th, Friday, November 4th, 2022. And next Tuesday is election day. So I want to encourage you all to get out your vote. It's a really important election. I know it's a midterm, but it's extremely important that you please get out and vote. And I pray you vote your conscious vote biblically, especially if you're a Christian, believer, Jewish believer. Um, just get out your vote because it's a really important election. And so this painting, I wanted to share that um, the basic imagery, right, is the obviously the Moses parting of the Red Sea imagery that you see here with the water. And I want to be clear that this did not come from my own um, imagination. I mean, what I mean by that is that I had an encounter with the Lord, and from that encounter, I made the painting. So this was Holy Spirit inspired, and it was as a result of an encounter I had. So I had this. So one of my gifts is being a seer. One of my spiritual gifts is that I'm a seer, and I see the heavenly realms. And I had an encounter in 2020. It was actually November 2020, so 2 years ago. Um, and it was the first. This was the first encounter I had in heaven, and the Lord had taken me up there, and in that encounter, I encountered Moses and four others in the Bible, four other men who are pillars of our faith. Um, and it was quite a remarkable encounter. And I have documented it in other videos. Sorry, I have to just touch this to make sure it doesn't black out. I have documented that encounter, those encounters in other videos. So if you want to review those, they're in my they'll be in my Rumble. And sorry if you hear my birds. I hope that my headset will kind of cancel out some of their noise, but they're cute little finches, and I love them. Okay, so uh, I'm referring to my notes because there's a lot to unpack with this painting. So, so this was the first painting that I've done as a result from my encounters. And it was a wonderful process with Holy Spirit, I'll just say. And this is really the fourth version that I did, because although I knew in 2020 when after I had the encounter, um, the Lord had told me, I'm commissioning you to paint. I want you to be my painter. I'm commissioning you to paint heaven as I take you up and show you things. Um, and so I knew then that I'd be making some kind of painting about this Moses encounter and the other encounters. But this is the first one I've done, and but I didn't get started on the painting really until this year. And so I started sketching things and I started painting. Um, but I got to tell you, this was like quite a process. This is the fourth version. Because every time I tried to, think, oh, it's looking good, and then Holy Spirit would be like, oh, I got to tell you this, I want you to add this, or this is a little different. So one of the things was the water, because the water, I had started to make it like just a wall straight up of water, but Holy Spirit corrected me and he said, actually, it was more like a rolling back, and they were kind of stacked up on top of each other. A lot like, I lived at the beach, I grew up at the beach, so I've seen this where the tide is coming in, and sometimes you'll see three or four waves stacking up on top of each other as the tide is rolling in. So in that same manner, the Lord told me it it receded back that way too. And so that's I tried to create that sort of dynamic, that sort of movement and energy. And then also, I wanted to point out that the water here, I made it a darker hue in the front, um, and it's brighter in the back because it's when this happened with Moses, uh, the Bible talks about how it happened at night. The Lord all night long he rolled back the water, you know. So this miracle that the Lord did, this miracle happened. Sorry, this miracle happened in the mystery of the night. And so I think that that's very similar to what we're going through here too. So um, I wanted to point out the water and point out the American map here, which has the number 45 on it. Okay, so 45 is representative of Donald J. Trump as our 45th president. So the basic meaning, just the very basic, there's a lot of details, but the basic meaning of the painting is the message that I got from Moses, which was the Lord is making a way where there seems to be no way. He's making miracles happen. And let me read it so I get it right. um, so one of the things I learned from Moses is that I've tried to communicate in the basic message of the painting is that the Lord is making miracles happen. He is making a way for Donald J. Trump to return as our legitimately elected president of the United States of America. In a similar way, God is using Donald J. Trump as a type of deliverer, just like Moses, leading the American people into a promised land of truth and revealing. Um, so, this truth and revealing. So, that's one of the reasons why I put this darker hue here to bring in that mystery. Um, and let's see, yeah, so then I talked about the water. Then, and then, this is sort of like the calm before the storm, because, right, because when this happened with Moses, what happened after this scene? After everybody crossed, the Egyptians came in and the water came crashing down on them. A big storm came crashing down on them and in judgment on the the oppressors. So this scene is representing how the Lord is going to use Donald J. Trump to deliver us to the promised land. So it's a very bright and happy joyful scene. The next painting will show what happens after when the waves come crashing down, but this is like the calm before the storm, okay? And you know, as you know, Trump is always using that phrase that the storm is coming, the storm is coming. Um, so also, I wanted to point out this. So we've got the 45 in the flag and the American map, and then we've also got, I've written 2020 truth up in here, and I'll get a close up into the video so you can see a close up. But it says 2020 truth, and when the sea parts and the miracles happen, many things are revealed in the process. First of all, we see God making good on his promises. We see him for who he is, the miracle worker, the promise keeper, the deliverer, light in the darkness, just like the song. Second, we see who we are in God. You can imagine the Israelites, the Hebrews, coming out of Egypt. They had the mindset of being an Egyptian, but I'm sure as they were crossing that sea, leaving Egypt, they were all having an aha moment, like, you know what, I belong to God. That's my identity. The Lord is my identity, not these oppressors, right? Third, we see how the world through God's eyes. So now we're going to see such clarity with the glasses of the Lord, right? The clear glasses of the Lord, not the glasses of the oppressors. And fourth, we're going to be able to see what's not of God. So when we're when we're crossing through, um, we are seeing the truth being revealed, and we are seeing the mud and the miry, junk, the swamp, if you will. We can now see clearly the evil and the darkness, things, all the stuff that's settled at the bottom of the sea that was hidden for so long. And just, you know, you could think of it, dead bones, just junk at the bottom. We're going to be able to see all that stuff. It's not pretty, but it's important that we realize what God is saving us from, if you know what I mean. So we're also witnessing that as we cross. Okay. A major part of this revealing is the truth about the 2020 election. There are many, many additional truths that have now been uncovered. If you don't see it yet, just wait. Put on your clear, clean glasses from the Lord and pay attention, because it's about to get very real and very public. So, okay, so, you know, what I was trying to say was that, we have been and we will continue to see the revealing of corruption, foul play, cheating, lying, and worse, murder and egregious crimes against humanity. Okay? In fact, these crimes have been committed on every mountain of influence, such as government, science, education, media, arts, entertainment, faith and religion, family, food, agriculture, all these spheres of influence. So that is why I've got the 2020 truth here. And the Lord said, okay, now we're moving on to the stars. There's stars. And again, I will put a close up. We have this, the Lord told me, I am aligning my stars to my truth. I'm aligning my stars to my truth. Now, the stars in the flag represent the states of America. So I believe that what this means is that Papa God is bringing all the states into a closer understanding of His truth, the truth about 2020 and everything I just mentioned, as well as His kingdom truth. Okay. Another detail about the stars that there are 17 of them in my painting. Father wanted me to show 17 stars in the flag. The number 17 represents the letter Q. Why? Because Q is the 17th letter in the alphabet. Also, this is another just aside. If Trump, any, if Trump, and I believe he did and will, reset our nation to be a sovereign nation again, some say he could return as the 17th president of the United States. And that there's more to unpack about that, which I'll do in another video, and I might put a link as well. So I'm going to wrap up this video. Yep, it's 16 minutes now. But I'm going to leave you with this, and there are prints available of this painting on my website, andizart.com. That's ANDIZart.com, and I'll put a link in the description below. Like I said, today is Friday, November 4th. Our midterm election of 2022 is this Tuesday. Please get out your vote. Let me encourage you. And I'm going to leave you with this verse that's been strong in my spirit lately. Romans 8:19. For the creation eagerly awaits in expectation for the children of God to be revealed. So, Thomas Jefferson said that kind of in a nutshell. He said, evil triumphs when good men and women do nothing. So go and do something. Be, what's the phrase is, wake up, speak up, stand up, and go vote. Okay. And I'll put a voter guide. If you're looking for a biblical voter guide, there's one called biblicalvoter.com, and I'll put that also in the description. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this journey with me, and there's many more elements to the painting. I will be making more videos about it. God bless you, and I hope you enjoyed my painting called A Moses Season for America. Until next time, God bless. Shalom.